Skill of the day. Today's skill of the day is going to be the pistol squat. All right, so the pistol squat, number one, it involves a lot of strength. Number two, it involves balance. Number three, it involves mobility. All right, so without any one of those elements, then this movement's going to prove very difficult for you. So let's first talk about the strength. All right, so for the pistol squat, you're obviously squatting about 70% of your body weight on one leg. So in order to do that, we need to have a back squat of about 140% of what our weight is. So if you timed your body weight by 140%, then that's kind of about where we need to have our back squat at. That's a very, very rough guide. All right, body weight movements, obviously relative to your body weight, and absolute movements like the back squat are completely different, but that's going to give you a rough guide. If you do have the ability to do back squat about 140% of your own body weight, then your strength's probably good enough to move on. The next thing is mobility. So a couple of things that we need mobility in. Number one, we need mobility at the ankle. That's extremely important. So how can you test your mobility at the ankle? You can come to, let's say for argument's sake, that this is a wall. You put your toe against the wall, keeping your back heel on the floor. You're going to push forward. My knee touches easily. You're then going to bring it back about 5 centimeters. Keeping that heel on the floor, we're going to aim to try and get that knee into the wall. If you get 5 centimeters, you're doing pretty good so far. Then come back to about 10 centimeters. We're then going to keep our heel flat on the floor and see if we can get that knee out into the pole. 10 to 12 centimeters is where we want to be at with our ankle range and mobility. If you are unable to get that, we can do some mobility movements in order to assist us. So a really simple one, if you come down on the knee, keeping your heel flat on the floor, hands on top of that front knee, chest on the front knee, and we're going to lean forward and slowly work out that mobility in the ankle there. You can even get something like a kettlebell or your odd object in order to assist you. Place that down on your knee and then increase the mobility that way. All right, so again, with the all mobility, we want to spend about 3 minutes on each side. If you believe your mobility is good enough, the next one is balance. Obviously, you need the balance in order to keep the balance on your leg in order to do a pistol squat. All right, so for the balance, a couple of things that are going to assist you. Number one is pick a spot on the floor and keep your eyes on that spot. So don't take your eyes off it. The more your eyes wander, the more that's happening up here in your head in that equilibrium, which is inside the ear there, and the harder it's going to be to balance. So if you keep your head stable, your eyesight in the one spot, that's going to assist with your balance the most. Number two is that supporting leg needs to be out in front of the plane of the midline of the body. All right, in order to get balance here, as I send my hips back, I need to counterbalance by leaning forward, and I literally round out over the top of my knee. All right, so that's important. You need to round out your back and round out over the top of that knee in order to counterbalance your body weight. So as I send my hips back, front knee comes out, I lean forward, and then stand up nice and tall before alternating sides. That is our pistol squat. What's some things that can assist us in order to get towards a pistol squat? We can use something like a pole or a wall or a band or rings in order to assist us with our body weight. Now, this isn't what you don't want to get in the habit of doing here is just leaning back here. If I let go right now, I would just fall straight back on my back. What this is for is just to assist a little bit in helping you find the positions. So if I just bring one finger onto it, and then I fight, and anytime I need to put a little bit more pressure, I just give it a little pull, but I never just lean back and let the ring, because I'm just using my arm here. All right, so we're just using this for just enough balance in order to assist us. Another good way is pistol squatting to a height. All right, so 2 ways we can do this. We can literally pistol squat and sit down or gently touch into the height. So we get our balance, we find our spot, we lean over, up, we touch in or sit down on, and then stand up. Sitting down on it is easier. Touching to it is a little bit harder. So we can start with sitting down on it, find the balance, and then stand up, and then we can move to a gentle touch. Now, another way is, especially if mobility is the limiting factor, we can stand on the height. So we stand up on the height, we find our balance, and see how then my trailing leg can stay below where the ground would be, so I don't require as much mobility. So there's a few different things for you to work on with regards to your pistol squats. Strength first, along with mobility and stability. Once you've got all those things together, we can start working up and practicing all these movements in order to attain either a better or your first pistol squat. Have fun. That is today's skill of the day.